Yo. So this is going to be a VOD review of Bang playing a ranked match. And because we don't have VODs in this game, and looks like we missed the pistol actually. So let's go back to the pistol. But because we don't have VODs in this game, we have to use the stream footage. And sadly, obviously, all the players playing have their minimap obscured. So we can't actually get the info on the macro level as much. But maybe there's a benefit to that because we can actually talk about stuff without that information, and that's less things to talk about, less things to focus on in a game where there's loads of stuff to focus on. So we'll try to look at that as a positive thing for now. But with that said, we've got the pistol round, it's Haven. Okay, immediately Bang drops a support smoke and then throws a flash. So he's basically just delaying. This is just delay. He's not looking to really take a fight. He's holding back site control. This allows his team to flood rotate. And so this is like a really important aspect of how you play these positions. You need to decide, what is my role? Is my role to delay? Is my role to get kills and play aggressively for space? Or is my role to survive? And does it feel impossible to be able to hold on long enough to delay and hold the back space on that site? So I would actually have to fall out of the site. So those are like the three main options you might have in this scenario. And you can see that Bang does the correct thing. He knows there's a teammate by C window that's kind of close, so he can just drop the support smoke, throw the flash out. That creates enough delay when they're suddenly unflashed and they're trying to scale onto the site. It's still very difficult for them to push that smoke by themselves, and by that time, Bang has his reinforcements. So that's why these support smokes are really important. And in response to some quick pressure, throwing a quick smoke to help his teammate out, or rather to cover the B entrance. And the TP across there is obviously nice because he's just trying to avoid angles. That's really what the TP is able to help you with there. Because especially like with how there's been action across the map at the moment, there could be a lurk, on that mid angle. So Bang's able to just get past that and not have to worry about it. And also speeds up his approach to that A site, which is where he feels like that's the most attention. You can see he's still looking for this player there, knowing that that site was taken over. So now he's just in a 1v3. I have not seen any of this footage, so curious if he can do it. It's interesting that he smokes that. That's obviously going to deter them from wanting to push it. They may still call the bluff, but at the very least, if he's looking to try to maximize kills in this situation, he can effectively try to bunch them up away from that smoke. So they would want to go towards long together. So he's able to get one kill there, 11 bullets left. Now he's got all the info, one back site, and I mean, they have a passage to escape now, so that's going to be fine. So we can just skip to the next round here, where Bang was able to save that Bulldog. And so obviously losing the second round means their money's a bit shitty, so they're kind of stacking with Bang here, looking to just like stack the C site. So this should really stop the push. So just upon seeing some contact there, just dropping the smoke immediately. And after getting that initial pick, it's a 5v4. So with it being a 5v4, obviously you don't necessarily, although there is worse guns for your team right now, you don't really necessarily want to take as many risks. And you also understand what their options are. And so you can see his team sort of just shuffling away, leaving Bang here. They could, actually there's one player still here. So they could re-hit this. And that's actually a very sensible strat, because oftentimes what teams will do is they will, with like shitty weapons, they'll be very reactive. So if they think you've moved away, they're going to send everybody to the other side of the map. So we can see that it's just a very slow movement from this team. So they're actually staying towards mid. They could still go either way. And whilst the time is ticking down, you can see that the defense here, Bang's teammates, everyone's spread out. So this is pretty effective, what the attacking side has actually done. And Bang's just trying to play off of his teammates, obviously trying to play off of the info. But the ideal thing to do in these situations is either to stay in the stack or to do something, or to all move together. It's really the two best ways, because you have really poor weaponry. So you kind of have to gamble on what you think they're going to do. If you allow them to cut noise and you just spread out, which is the natural thing to do, that's what they want you to do, generally speaking. So really nice teamwork here. Bang cutting off the angle with that first smoke. And that's really cool too, because obviously knowing where the spike was planted, I said I wouldn't kind of pause or But I kind of talked over this, and so we should rewind. Because this is kind of important. You can see just how he's using the smokes. So he's clearing backside, and there's only two places they can come from, as far as he's concerned, left or right. So by smoking that side, he's basically creating a crossfire with his teammates. If there's anybody in those between positions, knowing that someone could be close backside, so his kind of game sense tells them, hey, okay, this is important. His game sense tells them here, the only way that I can die after this kill, because I have two teammates at the front of B, is if someone walks through this smoke. So Bang doesn't necessarily know that anyone is actually backside, but because that's the only place he can now die from in that moment, based on his teammates' positioning, it makes a lot of sense for him to actually turn there. And what it looks like is insane game sense, but really it's just, hey, they only have literally one way to kill me right now, so let's look at that spot. So far so good here from Bang. Some good stuff. So we've got that front B smoke. You can see the placement so that it kind of blooms towards the outside of the site, as opposed to having that any part of the smoke sticking into the site. That's always like an important detail that maybe less experienced players don't notice. Smoke placement is important. So I don't understand, because like we didn't see the macro here. We couldn't see the minimap to see how he made this choice to actually TP here. Given that this site is under attack right now, you could only assume that his teammate actually had a clearance of the long position. If that's the case, this is an amazing TP, because he gets this like very forward space. Oh, he's actually found the spike too. And they have to come and kill him now. Obviously, getting the spike carrier is extra bonus. But this is really smart from Bang. Because what he's done is he's exploited the hole. And he's done that by looking at the minimap or having the comms from his teammates to help him to understand that if they're trying to hit the site, yeah, he could TP to like heaven or like, a bit more passively towards like the outside of the site, towards spawn. But by TPing in the spot that he knows is there and he has full util to be able to delay with, because he's Omen, he's able to create way more pressure and able to create way more problems. He creates delay and he gives himself the opportunity to get kills as well. So it's like, oh, let's look at the situation real quick again. So obviously they've managed to get themselves towards this C site. He gets to flank, his teammate dies and spawn. So he uses this smoke to kind of walk out of. And he knows the Phoenix. So this is always very difficult, because he knows the Phoenix is either left or right here. Based on like right now you can hear that he knows pretty much precisely where the Phoenix is. And the Phoenix has enough time to actually play the bomb. So Phoenix is right behind pretty much where Bang's crosshair is, in the center of this site. So that means he could go either left or right. So he flashes one side. And again, he could still pop out either like left or right. So it's kind of a gamble in this situation. And you can see Bang's just a little bit slow. Although you'd have to be very fast to actually get that kill. Okay, so we have what looks like a buy, or actually a half buy here from his team, although he has enough money for a full buy. So he's creating some support smokes. Okay, so this last smoke was really key. Okay, let's have a look. Wait, is that not that one? This one. Wait. Yes, okay. Can I catch it? Can I catch the placement? This one's important. Oh, wait. There we go. Sorry. Took me a while to catch. Okay. Oh my god, dude. It's so difficult to catch it. And because he does it so quickly here. So here's the first one. Okay, repetition. Here comes the second one, the one I want to show you. I'm going to stop it just before it gets there. Okay, so you can kind of see where he's about to press it. So basically, this is an amazing smoke, and this is how the meta's also changed a little bit, where people are playing Viper to put the Viper orb here, because it cuts off this choke, it cuts off the choke here as well. So if you're defenders, you're wanting to retake, you're basically creating this world where it's very hard for them to have post-plant positions, because if they play from sewers, well, they can't see anything. If they play from long, well, you can scale up graffiti. And so it becomes this smoke is high value to help you either hold the site and play behind it, or to actually retake the site. So that's a super high value support smoke for Omen. And you can see this is a typical situation that just happened. Whatever the heck was happening, because again, we can't see on the minimap, whatever happened with the push, it got stuffed. But his teammates are kind of 4 and he's 1, in the sense of 4 on A and he's sort of like 1 towards B. So the other team has the options to either cancel, reset into mid, or cancel hits, like re-hits. Those are kind of the options. And by killing that turret, that actually might convince the opponents to actually force it into A, because it's gonna feel like for them, oh, we can't go back because for all we know now, the defenders have scaled pretty heavily into mid, so that'll be too problematic. So let's just re-hit the A site, because it also indicates that, well, if they're gonna kill stuff in mid, that means that they're not all on the site at the very least. So these are the logical reasons why the attackers would re-hit into the A site here, and so. You know, Bang's sort of reacting to this with his teammates, and that kind of maneuver got the kills and the entry in the plant for the attacking side. So Bang's in kind of a weird spot, looking for the lurk here. It's unlikely there would be a lurk based on some of the previous stuff we just said and how this round has gone. And that's just very unfortunate they were able to see him before the smoke goes. And he knows he's gone to graffiti with that. Ooh, that's a nice shot. So not much that Bang could really do there. That's just one of those spots where, you know, he's trying to provide the support for his teammates, and the way in which his teammates sort of reacted off of sort of that situation where they're going to reset or re-hit was not sort of the correct way, the correct solution for the moment. So there's that support smoke again in response to this pressure towards this A site that just gives his teammates, again, as I mentioned, things to play around. Obviously, there's a TP, an Omen TP up there towards heaven. So just generally a really bad situation. So another like tricky smoke. And with the flash there as well, he's able to cut off this right angle so that he's able to scale towards his teammate. The fake TP there kind of suggests that he would peek from the right side of, or rather from the Omen's perspective, the right side of the stairs as opposed to the left side. So that's pretty straightforward. Thanks to Bang's smokes, actually, I believe that allowed the Killjoy to survive around the site. So these support smokes have been pretty key. And if you're an Omen player, this is some of the high-value stuff you can do on defense to give your teammates a lot to play around. So that's what we've been seeing so far here from Bang. So we've got the aggression down C, and this is a good response to what's been happening, in the sense that the other team has been going pretty hard on these like A openings with A pressure, and so Bang's saying, well, you know what, it's generally been working for them. I'm just going to push C and just see what happens, because with Bang he's able with the TP, he's able to get into that cubby at the start of the round. If nothing's there, he can keep scaling. But if he get his contact, he's able to TP away or drop a smoke, you know, or use a flash. He has options to survive. So you can take this, you know, forwards push to scale out. And okay, so he hears this turret, and what does this turret indicate? Well, never mind, there's actually two players right there. But Killjoy has been putting that turret down most of these rounds, and it's either to obviously like catch anyone trying to scale onto grass, or to just essentially hold space for their team and give them the info. So that's very unfortunate. You know, I think Bang's gonna get those kills obviously most of the time. So let's skip to the next round. So we've got the Sheriff. What does Bang decide to do? Okay, might get a quick peek. He's got his teammates running down mid. Okay, but they get contact on C long, so he turns his attention to C long. There's that backside support smoke to allow his Killjoy to survive. There's that flash. He's anticipating, like, you know, them pushing out of that smoke because they have to hit a timing. Because if they don't hit the timing, well, now look, there's 5 players on this site. So now their timing's gone. So that's the whole point of that flash. That flash is to just kill the timing dead. It doesn't actually matter if someone's pushing, but there is a small timing window, and whether they hit it or not, it doesn't matter. Bang throws it at the timing window, and again, if they try to move in on that timing, they get flashed and they die. So he basically makes it so that it's actually impossible. There is no timing. And sometimes you feel like there is a timing that you can kind of push in before and take the space before the defenders will have players in position to deny it. But again, that flash basically stuffs that play entirely. And so if you were to try to do it, it will not work. So now, you know, Bang's team's in control. It's a 5v3. And obviously he's able to like TP to the other side of the map. And and I love that TP because a lot of times playing Omen, sometimes it doesn't feel like we understand when to use a TP, but he's just using it straight away there to get this like pressure towards the A side of the map and get the info. And if they were trying to like run and push, he could just like show his presence and then fall off, because all he's there to do is to keep info, to delay them. And if there is an opportunity like he found where, oh, his teammates get contact on B, he gets a flank because they're low on players, so they can't cover everything. So Bangs effectively covered the other side of the map, created delay potential if they try to hit that, and created a flanking opportunity to basically just win the round outright if they end up going towards B where most of his teammates are. So really great decision making there and good use of the ultimate TP. So let's go to the next round. Okay, so Bang is playing towards. So they're doing this because these A openings have been pretty prevalent. So this is a great smoke to aggressively take control of this, and you can obviously have the flash available also. Here it is. There's the flash, and that's allowing his teammates to capitalize off of the smoke, and now they take the space behind the smoke after winning those kills and clearing everything out with with the use of that flash. It sounds like the other team committed through it pretty heavily though. So Bang's teammates were not able to kind of claim that A lobby control. They didn't really have the weaponry, or it seems like the amount of players they needed to do that. But it still doesn't matter too much because there's a 4v2. Bang's able to re-smoke C long. So at this point, there's like no entry into the long position. And Bang's got a really good position. They just can't cover everything. So, and they felt so committed after losing so many players that they just went for it anyway. So insta smoke to a lobby again from Bang. So it's the same kind of opening, but he's not there to be able to flash. And so a lot of this analysis, it would be beneficial to see the minimap because us seeing where Bang's teammate Killjoy is actually setting up his util would actually be quite informative as to how Bang should play around that and how Bang might be making some decisions. But we get the two ults. Oh my. Okay, so catching the TP there. That's a very late TP. That's a pretty poor TP by the opposing Omen. Okay, so there's that support smoke. Here's the flash for Graffiti, like you could maybe heard Bang call out. You can see how his teammates can scale in here and how powerful this smoke is. That Killjoy is forced to swing outside of that smoke to try to assist his teammates, because otherwise all of his teammates will get isolated. So at this point, it creates favorable fights for Bang's teammates. Plus the fact that Heaven is not smoked is going to allow his teammates to just obviously get scale very fast onto the site and basically cover every angle. So okay, so we will get outside B smoke on this next round in reaction to the very, very, very fast hit on B. So super fast B hit. So Bang's going to go for this positioning for a flash potentially. Also, obviously, he gets to clear out this position. Again, instantly using his TP. This is something that I'm seeing from Bang that I really like. And it looks like it's not going to come to fruition because his teammates just finish everything off anyway, but really nice. I like that a lot. Okay, so this time, Bang playing closer towards C. Here's all the steps. And look at how he's done the smoke here. It is beautiful. Just enough cover so he's got, he's cut off vision from Garish. He's actually able to play this corner. And because he's Omen, he can TP away. And this is one of the things about Omen that's great. And so there, he gets to re-smoke this. Doesn't have to be perfect as long as he just gets cover from that Garish swing. Doesn't get spotted by the drone, I don't think. So he gets to hold this position still. So there's that TP to get across the angle safely. And a 4v4. So we've got a smoke and a flash deal here from Bang for this retake. So we get the option to go for the flank with his teammates. So we haven't seen this type of retake just yet. And we get the flash for all of the sewers position. His teammates have spawn as well, so there's very little places for his opponents to stand at this point. They're all isolated, and this is actually a really great retake again. Using the smoke for cover as well. Okay, this is really nice, this smoke, to cover his teammates, because they don't know, at that point, when he threw it, he didn't know where the jet was, and he didn't know where the Phoenix, and they still don't know where the Phoenix is. Phoenix could be anywhere. So having this smoke allows you to at least pretty much guarantee getting half before obviously Phoenix comes in to try to swing in and kill the planter, which could maybe win the round still. So that was really nice. All right, so I'm going to split this into two parts. So this is the first part. Let me know what you think in the comments. I look forward to seeing if people enjoyed this kind of commentary, this format. I actually really enjoyed doing this. So yeah, part two for the second video. And Also, let me know if you like it being broken up in this way, or kind of how you think the execution of these would be best. All right, guys, thanks. Cheers. See you on part 2.